Hello, friends. Friday Eve, I'm Nicole Baker.
Not looking forward to it at all, are you?
No.
And I'm Jason Allen, in for Doug tonight. Welcome to CBS News Texas on TXA 21. The buzz, the excitement, the energy about the Texas Rangers being world champions still sounds odd to say it.
No, right?
But it's not dying down, not even a bit. Rangers posted this video on social media today. All those guys celebrating in the locker room last night.
They're super excited. The team's got the trophy in hand. You see it there. They are proud of that thing. So they're back home. We saw them land earlier today. And tomorrow, you know, it's Friday Eve, but it's really Parade Eve because we've got a parade tomorrow happening in Arlington. We are expecting huge crowds. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people. And we want you to be covered with everything you need to know before you head out there.
So let's go ahead right now and take a live look out at the Entertainment District. This is in Arlington. That's where the parade will be tomorrow. The crews are there. They are putting the stage together that you see for tomorrow's big celebration. Parade doesn't happen until tomorrow afternoon. I think it's 12:15. It's kickoff time. But some of the streets there over in the Entertainment District, they're going to start closing as early as 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, you want to be mindful of that. We also told you all day long that there are going to be all sorts of school districts closed tomorrow so that students and staff can celebrate that historic win. Look on your screen here. It's Arlington, Mansfield, Irving, Grand Prairie, Kennedale, Everman, and Crowley. All right, if you're going to the parade, we want you to keep in mind, again, like you said, 12:15 is when everything starts. We made a map for you. Take a look here. This is what you need to know. This is the loop we're going to make, if you will. It's going to start at Cowboys Way at Super Lot A, and then just south of Globe Life Field, okay? So it's literally going to start Cowboys Way, go down AT&T Way, go over to Nolan Expressway. You're going to connect to the East Road to Six Flags, come right back down Cowboys Way again, and you're going to start, or end, I should say, where you started.
Yep, so pretty easy, starting there south of the ballpark. Think of it clockwise, going all the way around. That'll be the route tomorrow. So you can see the streets that are listed there. I know that parking in the area, that's going to be another issue, though, for you.
Yes, major. So City of Arlington shared this map with us that they made to help you out here. The areas that you see on your screen in green, those are going to be free for you to park, okay? Those are the ones that are available and free. Those lots are going to open for you early, 8 a.m., so get there while you can. And then the lots surrounding the parade route, those are going to be open as well. You want to get there early as well.
And then after the parade, big celebration, one of those big public gatherings. You've seen it. We've just never had to have one here before. It's awesome. It's going to be in the North Plaza outside Globe Life Field. So think of that area there around Texas Live. There are going to be restrooms available, which is good news.
Thank God.
Those will be across the street. Go through the north and west entrances at Choctaw Stadium, the old ballpark. Also going to have some concessions over there. So yeah, if you're out there for a long time, you need something to eat or drink, you can do it. And fans are ready for it.
It was incredible, electrifying. I mean, it was just a totally different experience. For those that went through 2010, 2011, you have that gut check. You know, you're still fighting, you're still cheering on your team, but at the end of the day, you're still like one out.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because, God, can you imagine going to 2 World Series and not, being able to accomplish that, and then being able to do it now is really great.
Sure is. All right, so now you got all the details for tomorrow's celebration.
Next question we have, what's the weather going to be? How should we dress for this thing? Let's bring in the chief, who's going to be out there with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tell us how we should get ready.
Rangers gear.
Yeah, there you go.
And dress a little bit warm because temperatures are going to be a little bit cool in the morning, but in the afternoon into the low 70s. You can see at the satellite radar right now, the first one, the satellite radar, we had to zoom our way all the way down to the Entertainment District and your parade forecast going into tomorrow. 10 a.m. about 53 degrees. Now, I know a lot of you probably will be out there closer towards 8 o'clock trying to get your spot. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s. A lot of sunshine on the way, so also wear your sunscreen. Have the Rangers hats on. We'll see 63 degrees by noon. On our way up to near about 70 degrees for the high temperature by about 2. It'll be 68 with sunny skies. So a really beautiful day to round out the week and also for the Victory Parade. Our temperatures tonight are showing the warming trend that's on the way. In Arlington right now, it's 8 degrees warmer than this time last night, and we won't see temperatures tonight below the freezing mark. So that's a sign of high pressure ridge that's building its way in and will continue to warm us up over the next few days. So tomorrow, high will be 70 degrees. It's going to be a bit breezy with a south wind at 10 to 20. Same story going into Saturday, a bit warmer up to 74 degrees with sunny skies on the way by the time we get to Sunday. That mix of sun and clouds greeting you and 76 -7 degrees. So we're not done warming up. We will continue to see these temperatures really go back up into the mid-80s into next week. So here's this warming trend, your first alert 10-day forecast showing by Tuesday 85 in the forecast, 84 Wednesday. That's close to record highs. The records are about 88 degrees. We'll see this next cold front move through, cooling us back down. And then by next weekend, high temperatures below average in the mid to the low 60s. So a beautiful day to head on out and celebrate the Ranger Station, Nicole.
All right, so we already told you a bunch of kids have tomorrow off of school, so students at Arlington ISD not only have the day off, the best band members from across the district are going to actually be playing in tomorrow's World Series celebration parade. Our Olivia Leach went to Bowie High School to meet up with some of the kids who are getting ready for a performance of a lifetime.
These student musicians here at James Bowie High School are excited not just because the Rangers won or because they have off from school tomorrow, but because they'll have a unique perspective on tomorrow's victory parade. That's because they'll be in it. The members of the James Bowie High School Band are champions in their own right. But tomorrow, they'll get the chance of a lifetime to perform for the World Series champions in the Rangers Victory Parade right here in Arlington.
Oh my goodness, for us, it's almost like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We hope there's more of these to come. Just the opportunity for the kids to showcase their musical ability and their school pride, and their pride for the city is just amazing.
These 60 students from Bowie High School's band have only been prepping for the parade since this morning. On Friday, they'll join with the bands of Arlington ISD's 5 other high schools to create a mega band that will march in the parade. Over 750 students representing their city with pride.
I never thought that I would be on basically the world's view since we won the World Series. It's amazing because I've been living here my whole life, and seeing Arlington in the spotlight is really amazing for me, and I'm super excited.
With hundreds of thousands of spectators in the crowd, these students are ready to showcase their talents for all the world to see.
It's just once in a lifetime, and I may or may not be able to experience it again.
In Arlington, Olivia Leach, CBS News, Texas.
That is so exciting for those students. Okay, we know there's all sorts of excitement around North Texas and on social media. Social media has been blowing up since the Rangers won last night.
You can see all those posts behind us, right? So you got congratulatory messages coming in from Fort Worth. They're coming in from the Mavs. They're coming in from the Cowboys. The governor's posting about it. That's just to name a few of those. President Joe Biden congratulating the team on social media as well, saying, quote, "It wasn't handed to you. It was won with hard work, perseverance, and faith. You've set the bar higher and made your community proud." So let's take a look back at last night's winning moment.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Spores kicks and fires. He struck him out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series.
Almost sounding surprised by it, Eric Nadel was, you know, but I think just the emotion in his voice, great call. And as the game went on, you saw that in Arizona, there were crowds really making history, watching history happen during that watch party at Globe Life Field. We were there for that last night. Crowd full of emotion, a ton of energy.
Yeah, it was kind of like the moment that happened, there was a little second where everyone was like, okay, wait, did it really happen? And then it was just an eruption of excitement, and all the fans were screaming and jumping and crying.
Amazing,
and it was great.
how loud that stadium was.
And you guys were there across the way at Texas Live.
Yes.
And it was just crazy. The fans were going, we couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah. Well, I know. Anyone that watched 10 p.m. last night, you saw us, you just couldn't hear us. But that's exactly how loud it was. We couldn't hear anyone in our ears when they sent it out to us. It was that loud, that deafening. But again, it's been a long time coming. So that's exactly why. It wasn't until their 25th season in Texas that the Rangers even made the playoffs. Then it took 39 to make their first World Series in 2010. Now 13 years to the day of their Game 5 loss to Bruce Bochy and the San Francisco Giants in their first World Series appearance, the Rangers, led by Bochy, captured their first ever World Series title. The Rangers ended what was the second longest World Series drought and the 8th longest in MLB history. It's a franchise and fan base that has endured the lowest lowest of lows from Game 6 of the 2011 World Series to 6 straight losing seasons before this year, the longest streak in Rangers history. All those frustrations, fallouts, and failures gone in an instant as the Texas Rangers finally finish on top.
I don't care if I contributed or not. I'm a World Series champ. Obviously, I would have liked to play better this last couple weeks, but you know what? I'm a World Series champ. You can't take that from me.
Yeah, you know, it's really awesome just to be able to celebrate with these guys. You know, they came to play every day, and to be as resilient as this team was, you know, this is just it's really great. You know, this is what it's about.
Nathan Eovaldi has given Josh the business. Hey, who's your least favorite pitcher on this team right now?
Evo just got that all in my eyes. Look at that burn. We earned the burn, but golly, that burn.
Josh Young and certainly many Rangers fans will take over the pain of the past few decades. The Texas Rangers, World Series champs for the first time, something they will certainly savor, not just last night, not just through the parade, but for months to come.
No.
Yep, you always
Honestly,
have this
forever.
one. You always have this one.
I remember the first time I saw my home team win a World Series. You never lived that down. You never let it go.
Nope.
So, speaking of celebrations, we've got a parade tomorrow. We're all going to be there hanging out. Don't worry. We've got you covered if you can't physically go, because we're going to be on air for you and online with a special 1-hour 11 a.m. newscast. So mark that on your calendar. And then we're going to cover the parade, which starts at 12:15 for the parade, 12 o'clock for our coverage for the parade. Live here. Well, I should say live on Channel 11, our sister station across the way, and then online for you at cbsnewstexas.com. Before we go to break, though, context is our thing. We like to give you a little bit of perspective because this is a historical win, and we want to give you the stats to prove it. So, Rangers have been through 5 different stadiums in their lifetime.
They've also been through a couple of dozen managers. That's how many it took to get them over the top. More than 10,000 games, all leading up to that very important one last night.
We also want to show you some of the best from the World Series last night. Take a look at the highlights.
Spores, kicks, and fires. He struck him out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series. Ranger fans, you're not dreaming. The wait is over.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis.
Ned, what are you wearing?
He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis.
Ned?
It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking, with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla had depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
There is no more room in our city.
New York City is receiving record numbers of migrants.
Today, we're going to have more than 500 adults and children come through that door.
Tensions rise as shelters reach max capacity.
We don't have to take care of them.
CBS Reports goes inside a crisis cities and families are facing as they fight to survive.
The United States still has that glimmer of hope for people to come here.
Fighting for a future. Now streaming on the free CBS News app.
America Decides, taking you inside American democracy.
The most important stories on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis.
You're going to hear a lot of reporting.
It is clearly a pivotal moment.
Gun control, the economy, education.
Both sides of the political aisle fight it out for power.
Bringing you the analysis that you need.
Thoughtfully, with context.
Be part of the conversation.
On CBS News streaming.
Welcome to America Decides.
When weather is about to get extreme.
We're talking about hail, we're talking about tornadoes, damaging wind.
Every second counts.
Let's now take a look at what that really means to you.
That's why CBS News and the Weather Channel have come together to bring you virtual weather technology so advanced, so real.
We can show you what it's going to look like when the storms come through.
You'll see what will happen, where it will happen, before it does. Feel the forecast on CBS News. Time to get prepared.
Two gruesome murders, unsolved, same area, same MO. Can a man known as the Zombie Hunter help police find a killer?
And then he's defending the world against zombies.
48 hours.
Two balls, two strikes. Spores kicks and fires. He struck him out looking. It's over. It's over. The Rangers have won the World Series. Ranger fans, you're not dreaming. The Rangers are the World Series champions. After 52 years in Texas, 63 years of the franchise. The wait is over. And the celebration has begun. Wow. May the ghosts of 2011 be forever erased.
Legendary Rangers radio announcer Eric Daedel with a call Rangers fans have been waiting to hear for a long time. It was a season that was as incredible as it was improbable. From a franchise fresh off 6 straight losing seasons to World Series champs, the 2023 Texas Rangers rewrote history on the way to the top of Major League Baseball. Their 68-94 record last year is the worst for a team before winning a World Series in MLB history, and they became the lowest seeded team to win it all. Their unblemished 11-0 road record is the best in a single postseason, as is their streak of 16 straight games with a home run. For a team that lost Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom early in the season to losing ALCS MVP Adolis Garcia in Game 3 of the World Series, the Rangers overcame every obstacle to reach the mountaintop for the first time ever.
It's truly unbelievable feeling, and like I said, this wouldn't be possible without the team that we had. And each and every guy on this team did their part. It's truly amazing.
Elated and happy, and all the positive feelings you can experience for so many other people that deserve this. And watching these guys, I'm thrilled.
It's a next man up mentality. We're all picking each other up. There's no egos in this room. We're all champions, and we're all so proud to be teammates.
We had a year where we probably should have won more games, but we got punched in the mouth a lot this year, and we came out on top. Next year we'll see what adjustments we need to make during the regular season to win more games, but to play like this in the postseason is how you get it done.
It's a World Series run that fans will remember forever, with the Rangers playing their best in the biggest moments. Let's go beyond the box score for the pivotal plays that led up to the Rangers' first World Series title. Game 1, Rangers trailing 5-3 with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Corey Seager swings at the first pitch he sees and sends the high fastball to the second deck to tie the game up at 5-all. They were the first runs Diamondbacks pitcher Paul Sewald had given up in his last 12 games. Fast forward to the 11th. Fresh off his ALCS MVP honor, postseason hero Adolis Garcia rises to the occasion yet again, hitting a walk-off home run, the first in a Game 1 of the World Series since Kurt Gibson limped around the bases in 1988. It was Garcia's 5th straight game with a home run and his 22nd RBI of the playoffs, breaking a tie with David Freese for the most RBIs in a single postseason. Well, in Game 3 in Arizona, the Diamondbacks cut the Rangers' lead to 3-1 in the 8th, and were looking to add more until Seager pulled off this web gem to spark an inning double play. Ketel Marte, the Diamondbacks' hottest hitter, smokes a ground ball up the middle that Seager corrals before flipping it backhanded to Marcus Semien, who guns it to Nathaniel Lowe to end the threat in Arizona's momentum. On to Game 4, it was a mistake from the Diamondbacks that proved to be pivotal. With a 5-0 lead in the 3rd, the Rangers were looking to add more when and Jonah Heim hit a ground ball to the Gold Glove finalist Christian Walker. Instead of turning a routine double play, Walker bobbles the ball, and the Rangers load the bases. Texas takes advantage, scoring 5 more runs to double their lead and their eventual 11-7 victory. And on to the finale. Game 5, a pitcher's duel between Nathan Eovaldi and Zach Gallen saw the score tied entering the 7th. Gallen with a no-hitter through 6 innings until World Series MVP Corey Seager finally broke through with a single to left, and that's the spark the Rangers needed. Next batter, Evan Carter, would double to put 2 on for Mitch Garver, who makes it 3 straight hits with an RBI single to center to give the Rangers the lead. Texas finished the postseason 11-0 when scoring first. And on to the 9th. After adding 2 insurance runs, Marcus Semien stepped up to the plate for the 835th time, the most for a player in a single year ever, and delivered the shot heard around the world. A 2-run home run to left center to make it 5-0, all but clinching the World Series title. Josh Sborz in to close it out in the 9th. 12 years after failing to find the final strike, Sborz strikes out Ketel Marte to capture the first World Series title in franchise history as the Rangers end a 62-year World Series drought, the 8th longest in MLB history. Well, the Rangers delivered DFW the first championship of the 4 major sports since 2011 when the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA championship. The Cowboys now have the longest title drought among the 4 teams at nearly 30 years. Dak Prescott hoping to change that this season, and what a chance to prove you're a real contender by taking down the reigning NFC champs on the road. The Philadelphia Eagles are the top team in the conference through Week 8 at 7-1, with the Cowboys right behind them at 5-2. Quarterback Dak Prescott is 8-3 in his career against the Eagles and is looking forward to the hostile environment in Philly.
It's just a good atmosphere for football, honestly. I guess you could say, having grown up in the SEC, a lot of different venues and stadiums that just you can feel it. The time you get near the stadium, eat, sleep, breathe the game of football, the fans' excitement, the atmosphere, the close games, the energy. When you walk into the Philadelphia Stadium, it's no different. It feels like some of those old Saturday nights. Fans are going to get loud. You got to make sure your communication is top notch, and then and then it's fun always getting to win it there.
Nicole tells me that she thinks the Cowboys are going to win this Sunday.
No. Oh, really?
I like
really?
That.
Oh, whoa.
I think it's interesting. There's going to be a championship parade going through Arlington tomorrow with AT&T Stadium fully in view.
Oh.
But it's not going to be their parade.
No, unfortunately not.
Going to be interesting. All right, thanks, Chad. Back in a minute.
Ready, set, go!
All right. Okay, let's go.
Let's just start at the beginning.
The clock, it's ticking.
Did they prevent justice?
You're not answering my question.
They lied? What is at stake?
That's a great question.
Great question.
What kind of needs are you sensing here?
You want to start in alphabetical order or numerical?
You don't want to talk
okay,
about
fine,
what I do.
Fine.
Right?
Never mind. I don't care. Wow, this is really, really hot. How fast do you think you were going?
You think that Mr. Putin's responsible?
I'm sure that he's responsible.
Are you safe here?
Are you ready for some tough questions?
It's the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I view it as a significant challenge.
Why won't you say the word crisis?
Whoa! See it? It's right here.
What's the likelihood you and I have been hacked by China?
110%.
How close did you actually come to being killed? That close.
This generation of robots is going to be different. That's a hell of a way to get into a country.
It seems unbelievable.
This is mind-blowing.
Breathtaking.
It's time for the CBS News Original.
60 minutes? 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
60 Minutes. Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
On Face the Nation, we tried to have an informed conversation about the essential issues of the day. The way to learn is to listen to the answers and to ask follow-up questions. Why did you miss the moment?
I'm not sure why they missed the moment.
Listening to how someone explains themselves is so key to understanding their perspective. And that's why the face-to-face ones we have on Face the Nation are so important.
My
name is Nora. How are you doing?
We go to stories. We travel there because we can bring someone to that story. We can be their eyes. We can be their ears.
You have spinal issues and you can hit the ball that far. You're really good.
That human connection is incredibly important. Because the news doesn't have to be depressing.
Tell me, what do you love about running? Energy! Energy!
It can be uplifting. We're hard news with heart.
Go to the ends of the earth. Reach for the stars.
Yeah, I just took off. That kind of thing.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because there's always something new under the sun on CBS Sunday morning.
How will booming population growth impact our state's water supply? A recent report projected water demand could increase by 9% in the next half century, while water supply could decrease by 18%. In an effort to address the issue, lawmakers approved a bill that put Proposition 6 on the November ballot. If approved, it would send $1 billion of the state's budget to the Texas Water Development Board, and that money would be set aside for projects like finding new water sources and repairing existing water infrastructure. The money would also be used on water conservation and loss mitigation projects. Election Day is November 7th, and for more information, you can head to cbsnewstexas.com.
Keeping our eye on other political news, immigration back in the headlines again tonight. Mayors from Denver and Chicago, they were in Washington, D.C. today. They were there for meetings at the White House and on Capitol Hill to discuss the migrant crisis. As Natalie Brand reports, the mayors say that the migrants are straining city resources.
The mayors of Denver and Chicago took their concerns to the nation's capital as their cities struggle to care for and house a growing population of migrants.
We inherited this crisis that, quite frankly, has been, an international and a national dynamic that has gone unaddressed for a very long time.
We think the current situation is unsustainable, but also we think that there is a common sense path to get to a workable solution.
In a letter to President Biden from Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, joined by the mayors of Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, and New York, they asked for additional federal funding, as well as the accelerated approval of work authorizations and a coordinated entry process for migrants.
If we have a coordinated strategy around the country and people have the ability to work when they arrive, we can partner with other cities and states to make sure everyone helps welcome their fair share of newcomers and they can be successful.
The mayors shared their ideas with lawmakers here on Capitol Hill and also met with the White House Chief of Staff.
These conversations have been positive, and it's a start in the right direction.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says the migrant crisis is costing his city around $40 million a month.
That is not sustainable, right? By the end of this year, we're going to reach well over $300 million alone in just addressing this year's dynamic.
The mayors are asking Congress to approve President Biden's request of $1.4 billion to help cities and states.
We're both grateful for what they've done. It's critical for us that this package passes over the next several weeks to get funding to cities. Otherwise, we'll have catastrophic impacts.
A sentiment shared by a growing number of state and local leaders trying to put pressure on the Biden administration to address the humanitarian crisis caused by record crossings at the southern border. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
So, we've heard a lot from New York Mayor Eric Adams about this issue. He was due to be part of today's meetings, but he canceled. CBS News later learned that the FBI had raided the home of his chief campaign fundraiser.
Governor Greg Abbott is in Israel today, and the governor said he's there because he wants to show his support for the country in its war with Hamas right now. So during his time out there, the governor's going to spend some time meeting with Israeli officials, even visiting victims in a hospital. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is joining him on this trip. If you don't know, this is the governor's third trip to Israel since he was elected governor in 2015.
All right, let's get back to the weather. It's been a cool week. We know we have a big event tomorrow that Scott is getting ready for, that parade out there in Arlington.
Yeah, it's going to be, a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine on the way for us as we take a look at exactly what's going to be going on. You can see that we're going to be seeing temperatures that are going to be at 53 degrees at 10, by 11 about 59 degrees, 63 degrees by noon with a lot of sunshine on the way as you step on out of the door tomorrow morning. So not a bad idea to have the, maybe dress in layers or at least have the coat with you, but then in the afternoon, you're not going to need it because we're going to see temperatures warming up to near 70 degrees in the afternoon. So it's going to be pretty nice. As you take a look, what's ahead for us? Well, you can see that Clyde World Park right now, we do have winds out of the south-southeast around 8 miles per hour. It's 57 degrees for us the next few hours. Temperatures continue to cool their way down to the upper 40s by 11. By about midnight, also about 49 degrees. And into tomorrow, I set a high temperature of about 70. We'll see 74 degrees on Saturday. So this gradual warm-up is starting, and we're going to be seeing temperatures tonight above the freezing mark for all of our reporting locations. It still will be cool with temperatures in the 40s, maybe the upper 30s in a couple of spots, but then with full sunshine, temperatures warming up. Want to show you back in, for as we rounded out October, we saw so much rain from the 23rd all the way through the 30th, and we did end the month with rainfall about 5 inches above normal. So that helped us out with the drought. And remember, last week we talked about the drought monitor, which came out on Thursday, did not factor in the rain that we saw just the day before. But the new drought monitor shows the impact of nearly 8 inches of rain, or a little bit more than 8 inches of rain in 8 days. Watch the improvement there. So you can't see a lot of the east sides of North Texas, just dry conditions, to then some moderate drought the east sides of the Metroplex. Further west, where we did have exceptional drought, still dealing with extreme drought, but we saw that improvement. And we're going to be seeing a little bit more rain in the extended forecast. Your first alert 10-day precip forecast shows we're going to see rain chances back to 20% by next Thursday. Friday, a small rain chance. But then on Saturday and Sunday, at least right now, rain chances sitting around 40%. Where are we sitting right now? 57 degrees with a south wind at 8 miles per hour holding on. Visibility 10 miles, so a lot of dry airs in place. Temperatures in the mid to the upper 50s, almost all of our reporting locations. Greenville, Mineola, a little bit cooler, the low 50s. That dry air still in place. Where we saw a bit more sunshine, warmer temperatures closer to the ridge of high pressure. Temperatures in the mid 60s right now in Breckenridge. So you saw that sneak peek of the forecast already. Temperatures down to the upper 40s by midnight. What's changing? This is the ridge that I'm talking about. That upper level ridge will continue to shift its way to the east over the next few days. And what that means for you is get outside if you can. It's going to be a great weekend as well. If you're going to be taking the kids out, maybe to the zoo, heading to the parks, it's going to be a lot of sunshine on the way for us. 74 tomorrow, your first alert. 7-day forecast showing that we have 74 Saturday night into Sunday. One of my favorite times of the year because I get more sleep. Maybe you as well. We see turn the clocks back by 1 hour at 77 Sunday. And look at this. By Tuesday, 85. The record high is 88. We go from freezing temperatures to near record heat next week before that next front moves through. Cools us down to a high of only 74 degrees on Thursday. So great weather for us for finally Friday. Well, it's Friday Eve, and then for Friday and for the parade, Jason, Nicole. So no excuse to not get out and celebrate the Rangers.
Last chance for shorts.
Beautiful afternoon tomorrow for that parade. It's going to be
Scotty.
Great. All right, as you get ready for your holiday shopping, and yes, it is coming quick.
It's here.
Here is your chance to save some money while also raising some money for the largest family violence agency in our area.
It really is a good cause. It's called the Family Place, and they released their annual partners card. Our Brooke Rogers is sharing the story with us tonight.
The holiday shopping season is already in full swing at Nicholson Hardy Nursery and Garden Center in Dallas.
And we literally bring on every cashier we have on staff. 2 and 3 tag teaming at a register, wrapping, some ringing.
The early rush is thanks to the tradition of Partners Card, where a $75 card grants holders a 20% discount at stores and 10% at restaurants for 10 days during the fall. And every dollar goes directly to the Family Place.
This is the 31st year of Partners Card. Last year, it raised $1.2 million, which provided more than 15,000 nights of shelter for survivors of domestic violence.
Every card is a night of safety. That means we can keep a door open when you buy a Partners Card.
And the need, she says, is especially great now. Brighter Tomorrows, a women's shelter in Irving, closed its doors this year. The Family Place assumed its hotline and has seen an almost 25% increase in calls.
It's us making sure that when somebody calls us, we are fully equipped, have the personnel, the resources to make sure that that person is connected where they need to go. We have about 80 to 100 people a week that we turn away because we don't have space.
It's also a boon for retailers like Nicholson Hardy, who will ring up about 40% of their annual sales during Partners Card. A win-win for them and for the families who need it most.
You know what, Partners Card is such a part of the community, and we always love launching it and being a part of that. And at the end of the day, we absolutely love what it stands for.
Brooke Rogers, CBS News, Texas.
It is such a good cause. Help out if you can. But it's Thursday. It means that we're going to check in with our media partners at Texas Monthly. And tonight, we're looking at a large issue of stolen land. Join us for that in-depth conversation up next.
Stories start with the who, what, when, and where. CBS News has been following this story. Camilla, why is the government relying on these devices to track migrants? But it's why it's important to you that matters most. Doctor, why are federal health advisors focusing on this specific pill for contraception? And knowing what to ask is how you open the door to a deeper understanding. I'm John Dickerson. See you on Prime Time. Streaming free everywhere.
How do you define happiness?
Yeah, I call it happiness.
She is a beloved American icon and head of a media empire. But is Oprah Winfrey happy?
None of us can be happy all the time. You need enjoyment, you need satisfaction, and you need purpose. It's up to you to be the master of your happiness. That is a really big deal.
Find out when we go person to person.
Hey there, welcome to The Uplift.
I look over at him and he's smiling.
I'm going to remember that the rest of my life.
It's really a miracle that he's with us today.
The Uplift. Stream now on the free CBS News app. When weather turns extreme, CBS News and the Weather Channel bring you virtual weather technology so advanced, so real, you'll have time to get prepared. Feel the forecast. Streaming on CBS News.
There is no more room in our city.
New York City is receiving record numbers of migrants.
Today, we're going to have more than 500 adults and children come through that door.
Tensions rise as shelters reach max capacity.
We don't have to take care of them.
CBS Reports goes inside a crisis cities and families are facing as they fight to survive.
The United States still has a glimmer of hope for people to come here.
Fighting for a future. Now streaming on the free CBS News app.
America Decides, taking you inside American democracy.
The most important stories on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis.
You're going to hear a lot of reporting.
It is clearly a pivotal moment.
Gun control, the economy, education.
Both sides of the political aisle fight it out for power.
Bringing you the analysis that you need.
Thoughtfully, with context.
Be part of the conversation.
On CBS News streaming.
Welcome to America Decides.
Two gruesome murders, unsolved, same area, same MO. Can a man known as the Zombie Hunter help police find a killer?
And then he's defending the world against zombies.
48 hours.
It is Thursday, and as y'all know, we do every week. We try to connect with our media partners at Texas Monthly.
And they have been working on a story, a lot of work on the story concerning acres of black-owned land that's really under siege.
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic, and especially this case. Jason Hyde is joining us now with Texas Monthly. Jason, hi to you. Thanks for joining us. We know you've been working on this story for a while now, since 2019. First thing I want to ask is, how did you come across this, and what did you find in those years of investigating this particular story?
Well, thanks for having me. Yes, this began back in 2019. I got interested in the subject of heirs property, which, if you're not familiar, is property that gets conveyed from generation to generation without the use of a will. And because there's no legal record of that ownership transferring over time, that land gets subdivided over the generations. And that opens it up to all sorts of legal vulnerabilities. And I was looking for a story in Texas to tell regarding heirs property. And so I called some experts on the subject, and, one thing led to another, and I got hooked up with a nonprofit in Austin who'd heard about what was happening in Brazos County and connected me with an heir named Lawrence Smith, who is one of the men who's featured in our article.
So as you're talking about, this goes back over generations and generations. You're dealing with properties that are handed down over hundreds of years. Because of that, too, you have people where this is kind of happening all over the country. You have heirs that have moved and have died. And there is a North Texas tie to this. I know you were saying this is down in Central Texas, the story you focused on. But what is that North Texas tie to the story you looked at?
Yeah, absolutely. So because of all the abuses that these land, this form of ownership of land is open to, there have been some legal protections passed in Texas. In 2017, a law professor who was at the time at Texas A&M Law School in Fort Worth, who is actually one of the country's leading experts on the issue of heirs property. His name is Thomas Mitchell, and he drafted model legislation that has been adopted by quite a number of states, including Texas, to help protect against some of the worst abuses of heirs property by people who try to use various legal means to acquire that land. And Texas did pass that legislation in 2017, authored by State Senator Royce West out of Dallas. And Senator West also happens to, in his capacity as a private attorney, to be representing a landowner who is in a dispute with the real estate investor who is at the center of our article, a man named Curtis Capps, who has used some of these various means, which, almost all of which are and have been perfectly legal, to gain a portion of this land and then eventually take control of large parcels of the land.
So, Jason, this is such a complicated topic. Black land ownership is one of the most attacked things in our history because from slavery days, it was one of the first things that freed slaves could own. And there are so many laws, so many unwritten rules that were in place to stop that from happening or stop the generational wealth that could be kind of built upon because of that. And because of that, the story is broken up into 10 different parts. Is there any one thing that stood out to you, any one thing that surprised you the most learning about this particular case and what you learned from this story?
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, our story focuses on just one tract of 285 acres. It's known as Petersburg Settlement. But this story could have been told any number of other places in the state of Texas, could have been told throughout the South. This has been a persistent problem. And I think what is most, maybe not surprising, but maybe disheartening, frustrating about all we learned about in the course of our reporting is that so much of what was done was sanctioned by the courts, sanctioned by our justice system, was allowed to happen by the way property law is in the state of Texas and really throughout most of the United States. And that even some of the heirs who were able to go to court and prove that their land was their land and should belong to their family, even those heirs have, through other means that we detail in the story, been denied access to the land and continue to this day to have to fight for land that the court years ago said was theirs. So the fact that even these people who have proven their right to their own land are still years and years into this fight having to go to court over it is I think going to be frustrating to all the readers of this story.
I think so too. I think it's a lot of issue or a big part of the issue that a lot of families in this predicament can identify with, and kind of you see the generations that are impacted by, like you said, the legal sanctioning of something that maybe is unethical. So we encourage you to read the article. Jason, thanks so much for being with us. If you'd like to take a deeper look at this, just head over to TexasMonthly.com and click on the article, and we'll be right back.
At DriveTime.com, we've been hard at work. And we finally did it.
Did you make it so I can finally see my real payments and shop for thousands of cars with no hit to my credit?
Wait. Yes!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit.
Yeah, look, there's a slidey thingy. I'm changing my own payments. I feel strong!
Go to drivetime.com, get approved, shop real cars, customize your real terms with no credit hit.
Finally! We did it, Drive Time!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit at drivetime.com.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis.
Ned, what are you wearing?
He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis.
Dad?
It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking, with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla had depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Go to the ends of the earth.
Right now.
We got something crazy. And reach for the stars.
Here we are.
Time.
Yes, it's my comeback. Hey, this is pretty fun. But wait, there's more.
Experience thought-provoking.
I'm open to the idea of being a human being.
Innovative and truly original reporting.
Look through a telescope and go, wow.
Because there's always something new under the sun on CBS Sunday morning.
Okay, let's go. You guys good?
Hey.
All right, we good?
Keep going.
It's the clock. It's ticking. Off we go.
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
It's time for 60 Minutes, Sundays on CBS.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to healthcare problems, how much money we can spend on groceries, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
I know when I wake up on Sunday mornings and I step into this studio, I'm always looking at where the story goes next.
All right, it's that time to see what our eye is on tonight. And tonight, we're talking about the Rangers because
Rangers?
Yeah,
are we?
Yeah, we are. We are dedicating this segment to the Rangers today.
All right, so the Texas Rangers victory last night, it gave the franchise, obviously, first ever World Series trophy. Some of the team's history from that win already on its way to the Baseball Hall of Fame. So the Hall posted on Facebook this morning. Here's a list of some of the artifacts that they're taking there to Cooperstown. It includes Bruce Bochy's hat, Corey Seager's helmet, Marcus Semien's Game 5 jersey, Nathan Eovaldi's Game 5 hat and his spikes, and Josh Sborza's glove. Man, that'd be a hard one for me to give up as a player. But maybe if it's going to be in the Hall,
I guess
you
know
can
it's
make
in a
an
good,
exception.
Yeah, it's in a good space.
I mean, he threw that glove high in the air.
Yeah, sure did.
That's strikeout. Sure did. You know, if you've been on social media at all, you can see that a lot of the landmarks across the nation are really celebrating the Rangers' win. It was really cool, and you don't hear about the Severe in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Take a look at this. So you're able to see what it was. A few signs on the early morning drive as well here across parts of North Texas. Reunion Tower, you can see right there, Texas Rangers. I saw that on my drive home last night. Logo stood out against the dark sky. Tower also flashed Rangers colors. Red, blue, and white as part of its celebration. Now we're going to head up to New York City. The color scheme was also on full display over in New York. So take a look at the show of support in the Big Apple from last night's win. The Empire State Building posted this picture online, lighting up in the World Series champions colors. This is what I'm talking about. The sphere, if I can say that, to display in Vegas.
Severe is the word you're used to saying,
I'm used to saying severe a lot. The sphere, look at, you can see the baseball there.
Really cool.
Really cool. Like the outer shell looking like a giant baseball with the Texas Rangers logo on it. Sphere's social media accounts also congratulating the Texas Rangers online.
That's really cool. I wish we could have gone there for that.
Maybe we can.
The Sphere,
yeah, we're going to do a reporting trip to Vegas, huh? How are you going to work that out?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll work on it. So listen, you can't get through any baseball game this big without a little bit of wagers. You know, got to put some money on it. Turns out, though, the Phoenix Zoo and the Fort Worth Zoo, they were involved in one because of the series. So the Phoenix Zoo had posted a video saying the losing team has to name one of their Diamondbacks.
Y'all need to warn before it's a mistake on TV.
I know. I don't like them either. But we've got to name. They've got to name one of their Diamondbacks Diamondbacks now after one of the winning stars or the mascot. And then the Fort Worth Zoo took them up on the bet. They said, we'll take it. Not clear what the name's going to be, but they do have a lot to choose from.
I'd have to think about that.
Yeah, what?
Sorry, I'm covering the TV so I can't see it.
Semmy and the Snake. I don't know.
I like Simeon.
Simeon could work.
Or maybe Bruce.
Maybe Bruce.
But you want to name anyone a snake?
Well, it's symbolic.
Yeah, true.
It's okay.
What about, like, Ranger?
Ranger.
Captain. Big Tex, but they're taking.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sorry, take.
Well, listen, no one's getting rid of their excitement for this anytime soon. This is a franchise-winning championship, and everyone's excited.
Yep, Omar Villafranca is going to give us the highlights that had so many people feeling this big range of emotions in that win.
It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
A championship more than half a century in the making.
So long to heartbreak. Hello, World Series.
For long stretches, though, it looked like it wouldn't be the Rangers' night, as Diamondbacks pitcher Zach Gallen hurled 6 hitless innings. Before the Rangers broke out in the 7th with a run and added a 4-run cushion in the 9th. They were powered all series long by shortstop Corey Seager, who became just the 4th player in history to win multiple World Series MVPs.
Just happy to be a part of this team and how we grinded and played through it. You know, it's awesome right now.
Despite the Rangers' historic win and Major League Baseball changing the rules to speed up the game, television ratings throughout the series were dismal. This year featured at least 2 of the least watched World Series games on record, even though regular season attendance reached its highest level since 2017. Cody Stavenhagen, an MLB beat writer with The Athletic, says it's a matter of geography.
Phoenix, not a huge baseball market. Dallas-Fort Worth, although it is a huge market, known as more of a football market, you didn't have a team on either coast. You didn't have a New York, a Boston, and LA.
But fans in Arlington don't care. After decades of waiting and near misses, their team finally sits atop the baseball world.
It's been so long. I'm so happy for them guys.
They did it, and I am just, I'm just in awe right now.
Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Arlington, Texas.
When weather turns extreme.
The threat of severe storms and dangerous tornadoes is expected to last
the 7th straight day of terrifying weather.
CBS News and the Weather Channel bring you virtual weather technology. So advanced, so real.
Now 6 feet of water, imagine that. Cars that can act like battering rams.
These hyper-realistic simulations show you what the weather will look and feel like before it happens.
Feel the forecast. Streaming on CBS News.
There is no more room in our city.
New York City is receiving record numbers of migrants.
Today, we're going to have more than 500 adults and children come through that door.
Tensions rise as shelters reach max capacity.
We don't have to take care of them.
CBS Reports goes inside a crisis cities and families are facing as they fight to survive.
The United States still has that glimmer of hope for people to come here.
Fighting for a future. Now streaming on the free CBS News app.
Stories start with the who, what, when, and where. But it's why it's important to you that matters most. Knowing what to ask is how you open the door to a deeper understanding. See you on Prime Time, streaming free everywhere.
He was once considered his party's best hope. Now he's one of its most vocal critics.
I don't, in many respects, have a home in the Republican Party today.
Where does Mitt Romney go from here? Find out on Person to Person.
Hey there, welcome to The Uplift.
I look over at him and he's smiling.
I'm going to remember that the rest of my life.
It's really a miracle that he's with us today.
The Uplift. Stream now on the free CBS News app. People from every corner of America facing challenges.
Everyone is just looking for some type of connection.
Just raise your hand and say, hey, I'd like to help.
Coming together to find solutions.
We are going to do something about it.
Their stories are our stories.
Welcome to Eye on America.
Stream now on the free CBS News app.
Well, if you love shiplap, just down the road in Waco, Chip and Joanna Gaines are putting their finishing touches on a new project where you can stay. It's called Hotel 1928, and it's in downtown Waco. Doors are set to open tomorrow. Ali Kadlubar gives us a sneak peek inside.
A throwback to the 1920s. As guests will soon check in and visitors will dine.
So there's just like a lot of public spaces where people can come here and enjoy.
The goal is also for people to feel transported back in time.
People from the community that were like, I used to come here during junior high school to dances in the ballroom.
The hotel welcomes visitors with restaurants.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, brasserie at Hotel 1928. In addition, we have Birdies on the rooftop, which is more of a PM spot.
The library in the basement.
It's a highly curated collection of books.
And many historic features.
The bricks, the entryway, the stone, the masonry.
It was initially the Grand Karam Shriners Temple, where members of the Freemason-affiliated organization gathered, danced, and dined. About a century later, it will open back up to provide similar experiences with many original features.
So I think the care and attention that's been put into this building to kind of salvage some of the things that were historic to Waco are super important.
That didn't look like farmhouse.
There was no shiplap.
I just want the banana pudding that they have in Magnolia.
I guess we're going to have to go down and get
That's all I care about.
Restaurant looked good. Thanks for watching CBS News Texas on TXA 21. We are streaming news, weather, sports 24/7 on the CBS News app and Pluto TV.
That's right. We'll see you over on channel 11 at 10 o'clock.